pregnant for the third time. Yes, you're pregnant, my mother was told by a nurse. You want a boy or a girl? I already have a boy and a girl, my mom answered. Oh, I understand. You have a second marriage. No. My mother was so surprised. How could the nurse be so sure of her statement? As the fifth child in a Christian family, I have often faced this type of thinking. Rushing into a statement about somebody on the basis of knowing someone you think is like him. When I started going to school, I could see that there was something different about me and that I wasn't treated like other kids were. Not only my classmates, but also my teachers wondered whether I could speak in Bulgarian and where I was born, etc. So all that attitude and behavior towards me felt like a stream. Today I will speak about the nature of a stream, what kind of stream you may be in. We will focus on its causes, mainly stereotypes, as well as on some solutions, or in other words, how to go against the stream. So first, the statement, the stream itself represents the people around you, your setting, and the society you take part in. It is often referred to as influence, and it can be good or bad. It is a fact that we are influenced by the people around us, and that's why we need to learn how to take advantage of this. It is around 6 years ago, I was in Italy. There, my brothers, sisters, and I were looked after by a friend of our parents, Antonelli. As we were playing in the villa, some of us made so much noise that Antonelli told us to head back to our rooms and stay there. And I told her that I hadn't made any noise, but she explained to me that we're like a group, and if someone of us is guilty, all of us should be punished. And that was really confusing for a 9-year-old girl, but I think I understand it now. I think that it is essential to be a part of a group. It is really hard to go against the stream on your own. So Antonelli was a good influence for me. Some people, however, don't have this opportunity and are raised to become thieves, beggars, etc. And that's why you need to search for good influence. To go against the stream, you may need to change your setting in order to choose what exactly you should fight for. At my early ages in school, many of my main questions were whether I spoke Bulgarian and where I was born. But if I answered, most of the following questions were concerning my father. Where is he from? Did he really come from Africa? And when I said that he was actually from a Nigerian tribe called Yoruba, everyone looked at me and with eyes wide open. So I had to quickly add that no, that doesn't mean that he lived on trees or whatever they were thinking, but to be honest, I also had an entirely wrong opinion of what African tribes are from what I had seen on the TV. People who live in jungles, don't wear much clothes, and hunt for food. That's where we need to stop and think of how widespread stereotypes are. And the problem is not that they're not true, as there really are such tribes, but the problem is that stereotypes don't provide us with the whole truth. Today, there are people who are forced to believe that someone would cope with problems better than them. In other words, they would leave the developing of the technologies in the hands of these smart Asians. They would leave the basketball to the skillful, tall people and just follow the stream. So, how do you go against the stream? First of all, in order to be able to go against the stream, it is important to know that your life is not predetermined. I believe that one's future depends on their actions and is the result of the choices they've made. Focus on what you can choose. Second, you need a goal. You know, Steve Jobs, a great example of going against the stream, said, "Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life." In other words, find what you can do best. Humans are unique and in the same time make the most of your opportunities and spend your time reasonably. Last month, my mom forced me to go on a swimming training as I didn't think that I would like it, and apart from that I was afraid of water. I wasn't prepared for that. But she had brought with her a swimsuit, and I would have felt bad if I hadn't shown some respect for her effort. And however, I love it now and will continue my swim training. And that made me think that you never know what will happen for sure if you don't try. Third, you should know where to stop in order not to repeat your mistakes. But remember that it is okay to have dreams of the future because dreams come true. Fourth, you, you can make a difference for the good of everyone. Don't listen to anyone who doesn't agree with this. As a child proverb teaches, the person who says it cannot be done should not interrupt the person doing it. Fifth, your expectations may differ from what happens practically, but don't give up because of failure. If a man like Ernest Hemingway, who lost his wife and child on the same day, could say, "Man is not made for defeat," then you need to keep on going against the stream. Thus, I encourage you to go against the bad stream of the Bulgarian education system. Education is not a compulsory, it is a chance. Many don't have it. That's true, but many parts of it in Bulgaria are unnecessary and confusing. Because of the fact that we study too much subjects in school, most students finish high school with no view of their future. The other reason is the teachers who burden us with too much homeworks and home studying. And just as Andreas Schleicher says, nowhere does the quality of an educational system exceed the quality of its teachers. We can talk to our teachers and convince them to be at least more tolerant. I also encourage you to go against the bad stream in religion we face in Bulgaria. True faith in God is not meant to be seen as a restriction. It actually gives freedom. Many people think that freedom is doing what you want. But when I imagine what might have happened if my parents did let me do what I want, as a child, the only thing I can do is stand them. And the Bible teaches that if Jesus sets you free, you will be free indeed. So what is our role in going against the stream? We can be a good influence to someone who didn't get the chance of knowing such an influence. We need to remind ourselves that there are good and bad streams. Working in a team is an advantage when going against the stream. And if you, by any chance, happen to meet a mother of many children or a tribesman, don't rush into bright statements. They can actually be my parents. And finally, if you want to go against a particular stream, give your best to succeed. I would like to leave you with the words of one of the greatest writers of all time, Charles Dickens. The most important thing in life is to stop saying "I wish" and start saying "I will." So don't hesitate and go against the stream today.